Hi guys, Derek here for the Good Old Boys Fantasy Football Podcast. We have a great video for you. Be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons. Enjoy. So that moves us into our next segment. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm actually pretty excited about this one, where we've got retire, rehire, or new hire. So we're going to go through the list here of the quarterback carousel. And we're going to start with one that we already know the results of, right? Eli Manning was going to be a free agent out there. He already decided to retire, so we can mark that one up there as a retire. So that leaves us with some guys like Case Keenum. Let's just hop right in there. Case Keenum playing backup out there in Washington. Do you think he's going to be a retire, rehire, or new hire?
Keenum's got value. I don't think it's with the Redskins. I don't think that they'll be there, but he's got value. I'm not sure what his contract is. I probably should have looked into that, but I think he's okay. Will be a serviceable backup somewhere in the league. So I'll go new hire, but as a backup. He's not a starter in this league anymore.
No, and his last deal was about $3.5 million a year.
Oh, so that is pretty fair, pretty favorable.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he stays in Washington, guys. I think he is in full journeyman mode now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bouncing around, you go from Houston and Minnesota and Denver and Washington and everywhere in between.
And he could have some value in a place like a Cincinnati with a Joe Burrow coming in. A guy that's played in the league, that understands what the league is about. He could have some value in a situation like that. He's easily as a transition player. If he's definitely not a quarterback of the future, but he could be a transition player for some of these teams that are looking to start a new era with a new quarterback, a young quarterback. Case Keenum has value in this league. But it's not as a starter anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Cincinnati take actually isn't a bad one. I could also see him going back to a Minnesota, something like that. Him and Kirk Cousins don't have that different of skill sets out there. So one of those that you don't have to reinvent a playbook in case something happens type of thing. But I think you're right. I think he's a journeyman backup, and whatever team's willing to bring him on is about where he'll end up.
It would be very Belichickian to see him in a Patriots uniform.
Yeah, that is funny because I thought about that too.
So here, let's take this piece of garbage that's been bouncing around the league that no one thinks is worth a damn, and I'll bring him in for insurance in case Tom Brady decides not to come back, and we're going to win 11 games with him.
Okay. Funny enough you would say that, because everything that I'm hearing, I was listening to Cowherd today, and everything that he was saying kind of makes sense. Was that, people are saying that Tom Brady's a system quarterback, and you can prove it. Matt Castle came in and won however many games that one year when Tom's ACL blew out or his knee blew out. So is Tom Brady a system quarterback? And it would be super Belichickian to be petty enough to come in, bring in a dude that has been to games like that, played in an NFC championship game, but come in and win, 12 games with a Case Keenum type and go to a Super Bowl and just shove it in Tom Brady's face. It would be very, very Belichickian.
Alrighty, guys, that'll do it for the Good Old Boys Fantasy Football Podcast. That'll wrap up another episode. Thank you for joining us. Make sure that you are following us on the Twitter at Good Old Boys FF. You can also find us on YouTube with the Good Old Boys Fantasy Football channel. Facebook, we are at Good Old Boys FF. If you haven't done so, be sure to click the like and subscribe button. We'd also love for you to hit the rating and subscribe button to wherever you're listening to this podcast. Now, for Kevin and Alex, I'm Derek.